Volunteer reporting and visits. The hospice volunteer charting log must be completed after each visit and for any missed visits. It must be faxed or mailed to the volunteer manager within 48 hours of the visit. All logs are uploaded to the medical records and time is recorded for monthly and yearly reports. It is very important to make your visits as discussed with your volunteer manager. Your frequency of visits is determined by a care plan that we must adhere to. The office volunteer log. Hours should be listed for each activity like bereavement or office work. Please separate these activities if you are doing both during your office time. Return to the volunteer manager in person or leave on the desk. Direct care charting. Information that should be included in your charting are any activities done with the patient, what type of visit, your time in the visit, mileage, and any other pertinent information. If a patient is in pain and in a facility, please report to the facility staff and then report to the office. If there are signs of neglect, immediately call the ANU office to report. This is an example of a hospice volunteer charting log after it's been completed. Dress code. Closed-toed shoes, business casual, avoid any strong perfumes or fragrances. Always wear your ANU hospice badge. If you can't find your badge or you need a new one, please alert the volunteer manager as soon as possible. Practice good personal hygiene. A typical visit. If you are visiting a facility, make sure to double check the room and bed for the patient. Sometimes it is nice to ask staff to introduce you to the patient. When visiting with a patient, think of it like visiting a friend. Talk about their life, take a look at things in the room for context clues, and just be a friendly face. Is your patient nonverbal? Maybe you could read the newspaper, religious text, or listen to music. Sometimes all a patient needs is a hand to hold for comfort. Each visit ranges in time but should be around an hour. Pay attention to their body language. Are they getting tired? Seem disinterested? Your patient might be too polite to let you know they're ready for some alone time. Best practice would be to fill out your visit note immediately following a visit so your mind is still fresh for documenting. Home visits. Make sure to call and schedule a day and time to visit at least a day in advance, and then call the day of as a reminder of your visit. Respite visits. This allows the family or caregiver to step out for a few hours. Double check that the family has given any needed medications and provided hygiene care before they leave. Home visits allow for you to still provide companionship and allow for the family to either step out or give them some new companionship as well. Reporting requirements. Incident. An unusual event involving ANU personnel, a patient, and family or caregiver. The event is considered unusual if the result was unintended, undesirable, and/or unexpected. An incident is also any happening that is not consistent with the routine operation of ANU or the routine care of a patient. It may be actual or potential. A serious adverse event is an unexpected occurrence involving death or serious physical or psychological injury or the risk thereof. Serious injury specifically includes loss of limb or function. The phrase "or risk thereof" includes any process variation for which recurrence would carry a significant chance of a serious outcome. Examples of reportable events. loss or breakage of personal belongings or equipment or medical device, failure to provide or receive orders, non-delivery of an essential piece of equipment, malfunctioning equipment resulted in actual or potential injury to the patient, and injury resulting from equipment use. Endangerment, building security. Fire, unidentified persons in the home or premises. Patient endangerment, suspected abuse by family or caregiver, patient confused or essentially helpless without adequate care by others, mentally competent adult chooses potentially unsafe home environment over institutionalization. Note, for all above, notification of the state Elder at Risk program and/or Adult or Child Protective Services must be made by mandated reporters. Organization personnel endangerment, verbal and/or physical abuse while on duty. Decubitus ulcers, development of new decubitus ulcer that reaches worsening stage 3 after start of care. When an incident occurs, notify your supervisor immediately with observations or identification of the incident. If after hours, still call the office to report. Ask for the supervisor on call. The supervisory team will take over from here to work on the incident report. You may be asked to contribute this report with your observations. Reporting pain and other problems. If you are making a visit and your patient is complaining of pain, please make sure to report it to the facility nurse. If the facility does not check in, then call the office for us to follow up. If your patient falls at home, call the office immediately. Do not attempt to move the patient without further instruction. The office may ask you to call 911 depending on the extent of the fall. Falls at the facility. Notify facility staff immediately and then call the office to report the fall. Any other concerns? Never hesitate to call the office for support and questions. You are important. Our volunteer manager is here to support you in any concerns you have. If you feel uncomfortable in any situation, feel that a patient does not enjoy visits, etc., please call your volunteer manager. If there is anything we can provide to assist with your needs, please let us know. You are an integral part of our team.